This is for mathematical methods. It is the VCAA 2021 exam 9 question number 6. So online shopping contains donuts. There's 20 donuts, 4 types. Okay, so I might sort this using a probability table. We have custard or we don't have custard. We have glazed or we don't have glazed. It's known that half are custard, so that's a half, which means a half are not custard. And we know 7/10 are not glazed. So 7/10 are not glazed, which means 3/10 are glazed. And 1/10 are glazed with custard. So that's 1/10. So the information that I can backfill then is that's 2/10. That's a half, so that would be 5/10. So that's 3/10. That's a half, so that should be 4/10. And that adds up to 7/10, so that's correct. So question part A says find the probability that it is not glazed with custard. Not glazed with custard is 4/10 or 2/5. Okay, part B, the 20 donuts in the box, so it's these 20 donuts in the box, are randomly allocated to 2 new boxes. Randomly allocated to 2 new boxes, so box A would be a half, and box B would be a half. Because they're randomly, you don't know which one goes into which box. One of the 2 boxes chosen at random, then a donut from the box is chosen. Let G be the number of glazed donuts in box A. Well, what I do know, that of these 20 donuts, 3/10 of them, or 6, are glazed. Because these 20 donuts are the same as these 20 donuts. Okay. So I know that 6 are glazed. So from A, being glazed or not glazed is going to be G out of 10. And this will be 10 minus G over 10. Yeah. And G and not G. Well, I know that there are 6. And G of them were in A. So that's 6 minus G on 10. And that is 10 minus 6 minus G on 10, which is 10 minus 6, that's 4 plus G. 4 plus G? Yeah. Okay. Find the probability in terms of G. The donut comes from box B, given that it is glazed. So probability coming from B, given that it's glazed, will be the probability of B intersect glazed over the probability of glazed. Okay, so probability of intersection of B and G is this and this. So 1/2 times 6 minus G over 10 over, and the probability of it being G will be this plus this. So 1/2 6 minus G on 10 plus 1/2 G on 10. So probability of G, there's 2 ways that G can occur, so it's these 2 events. So I've got 6 minus G on 20 over 6 minus G on 20 plus G on 20 is 6 minus G on 6. And that's my answer to part B. And part C, an online shopping at a million, so therefore I can use the binomial since it's a million visitors. Half of the visitors are less than 25, so P equals 0.5. If P be the random representative of the proportion of visitors who are less than 25. Okay, so I'm going to turn this into X, where P hat equals X on N, therefore X equals P hat times N. N is 5 visitors. So probability that P hat is bigger than or equal to 0.8 times 5 is the probability that X bigger than or equal to 4, where X is binomial, 25, and the probability of success is 1/2. Let's go to the probability that X equals 4 plus the probability that X equals 5, which will be from 5 selecting 4, a half to 4 successes, a half to 1 fail, plus probably of selecting 5 from 5, a half to 5. Okay, so 5, 4 will be 5 factorial on 4 factorial 1 factorial, which equals 5. Or it's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2, 4 of them, over 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, 5. So 5 times a half to the power of 5 plus 1 times a half to the power of 5, which is 5 on 32 plus 1 on 32, 6 on 32, which is 3 on 16. And that's question 6.